that to go down.
Well, there they are, the second highest scoring duo this side of Shaq and Kobe. Pierce and Walker collaborating on 27 first half points. The Celts shooting 53% as a team, and they've delivered 5 triples in 8 tries. All of that leading them to a lead of 6 with just over 2 minutes left in this first half here in Miami. And the home crowd responding. Bill Russell is in the house and appearing on the overhead arena scoreboard. Russell, the all-time great defender, the Celtic champion center through their dynasty years. Don't forget how meaningful it was when Joe was honored as the Defensive Player of the Year a couple years back. It was Bill Russell that presented him the award.
Oh, nice looking shot by Anthony Carter. Gotta look to take that to keep the defense honest.
Anthony Carter had 4 points in 3 games prior to this. He's got 4 points in this first half. Blunt's miss, rebounded by Jones. And the Heat down by only 4. So, in close.
Oh, what a good lock and seal on Blount. Did a nice job, just got behind the defense that time and held his position.
Nice look by Anthony Carter. Mourning with 5. Miami's down 2. Pierce denied by Zoe. A beautiful block. Heat look for the tie. It's House. And it's blocked by Mark Blunt. Mark Blunt, the 7-footer with his 9th block of the year. And Walker turns it into 3.
Well, I thought that was going to get stolen. I mean, Kenny Anderson held it maybe a beat too long, and Anthony Carter was just right there, second too late.
Ellis has it deflected. It's loose, and it's Boston. How about Walker already has 5 triples tonight, 17 points, and Pierce catching the Heat in transition. Oh, the Celts, too many guns. They're up by 7. Walker with 17, Pierce with 15, and the Celts shooting 53%, looking very smooth doing it.
I mean, as Miami gets close, and they've been close twice in this ball game, Celtics able to just pull away.
5 on the shot clock. Carter with 2 got bumped, and he'll go to the stripe with 16 seconds left in the first half.
Well, this one, 2 plays ago, up on the fast break, Zoe doing a nice job of sealing Mount Blount and able to get that pass and finish, and then right up on the push. Anderson to Walker. I mean, a quick answer by the Celtics. They have kept the pace at a very high level throughout this ball game so far.
No doubt. 17 for Walker, 15 for Pierce, and those 2 free throws by Anthony Carter, his first made free throws since November the 8th. That's 8 games ago. 6 points for Carter here in the first half. Celtics will use their 22nd timeout here with just over 11 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Boston leading by 5, and coming up on your Dodge halftime report, an update from the Nextel Florida Sports News Desk. They'll preview what's ahead for you after the game. A very special Heat guest will join us. Ed Pinckney will also have your first half highlights. And we want to tell you who our special guest is. Not going to be a surprise once you see him. The curtain opens, and there he is, the Hall of Famer, Dr. Jack Ramsey, our partner for 8 great years, broadcasting Heat games here on television. Always wonderful to see the good doctor back in the Heat's house.
I'll tell you, I can't think of another guy who has just kept the rapport with all of the players throughout the league. I mean, talking with Joe Forte before the game, and you see him looking at Dr. Ramsey with just the most respect in his eyes.
You know, always the coach, and more than anything else, always the teacher. Loves the game, still very much a vibrant part of it. Be great to catch up with Jack in just a few moments at halftime. Here's Pierce off the crossover, now stepping back. And fortunately for Miami, the miss. 15 points for Pierce, 17 for Walker. For Miami, Eddie Jones with 15. Boston shooting 51%, but Ed Pinckney, the Heater, right in the ball game. Just 5 points down Eddie Jones, a little out of gas at the end of that half. Jones playing his heart out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got double duty tonight in trying to cover Pierce and also carry the load of the offense. Doing a good, solid job so far.
Well, you got to empty your tank to get a win in this league. We're at the half, and it's the Celts by 5. He'd have given up 100 points 2 games in a row to the Mavs and the Cavs, and they're hoping the Celts don't reach 100 as well. But 51% shooting, better than that from three-point land, and a combined total for Pierce and Walker that is bordering on what they usually do, 32 points for the tandem.
And the one thing that the Heat don't want to happen is they don't want other guys getting involved. I mean, you want to limit what Pierce and Walker both get, but in that first half, Williams able to get off just a little bit as well as Battie and Strickland.
Celts are ready for Zoe down low. Here's Ellis for 3, and he drills it. Buffon striking on his second triple of the night. Ellis now in double figures with 10, his 6th double-figure game of the year.
He is really in a comfort zone as far as shooting the ball, really shooting it well from the corners.
Sweet move by Pierce, and he almost converted on a nearly impossible shot. He will go to the strike. Eddie Jones picks up his 3rd foul. Dot shot chart featuring both Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce. They combine to shoot 13 for 22.
I mean, you look at makes and misses, the misses in the red, but plenty of those makes from beyond the arc. Both these guys are got the range from beyond the arc, deadly, especially Walker, who got off there in the first quarter.
They both have 17 points. Antoine Walker's done it from deep, drilling 5 of 6 behind that three-point arc. But still, the Celts lead is only 4, and we're just getting our second half started here in Miami.
Boy, trying to get Alonzo Mourning off, it's been difficult. The weak side, the Celts are sending the guy down, so it's tough to get that lob pass inside, and then another 3.
A triple for Pierce, his first tonight, his 38th on the year. Pierce now with 20, and there he picks up his 3rd foul.
I tell you, Walker and Pierce, I mean, they strike often from beyond the arc. I mean, up on the fast break, he simply pulls up right behind in a zone beyond the arc right now.
Well, they've scored 37 of Boston's 55 points, the dynamic duo of Pierce and Walker. And Eddie, you think what Boston's doing is special offensively. They've drilled 7 of 10 from three-point land, but on the year they average 9 hits a game from three-point land.
I mean, they just take a lot of opportunities from beyond the arc off fast breaks. Again, Walker early in the first half pulled up on a 1-on-3 fast break. 3 Miami defenders. He pulled up for a 3-point and made it.
Eddie Jones with 17. Now he's defending Eric Williams. That's a dogfight in deep and a traveling violation on Eric Williams. Now we look at the best scoring duo in the East, second best overall in Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce. A little later on in the broadcast, they'll tap into Easy Ed's top duos around the NBA, and I know this group from Boston will be among them.
Oh, no question, but there'll be plenty of arguments. A lot of duos getting it done this season.
Here's Anderson, 2-man game with Walker. Walker on the putback. That's an underrated part of Antoine's game. He's getting over 12 rebounds a night. That bucket will count on a goaltend plus a Heat foul.
Well, there were 3 Heat players back on the defensive end. He simply had inside position. There he is right there. Walker able to get inside position and right away go right up with the ball on the glass. He gets 2.
To make matters worse, it was Eddie Jones' 4th foul. Peter down 7. And Walker and Pierce have each reached 20 points, which is nothing out of the ordinary for them. Walker averages 24, Pierce scoring 26 a night.
I'll tell you, they have got the middle really bottled up. It's Miami just trying to find a lane to get the ball inside to Alonzo Mourning. He's been going from block to block. And he's being passed off between Potapinko and Antoine Walker. Just not able to find him underneath the basket.
As a Boston team whose only road win this year came at Cleveland in the season opener, they've suffered consecutive road losses at Milwaukee, Atlanta, and Washington. They're looking to snap that tonight. Mourning's miss, tapped in by Marks, but it will not count. And he was holding on to the net, helping him on his hop. So the Heat stay 8 back.
Oh, I don't know if this is inadvertent right here. After the tip-in, it looked as though he hit the rim. Here the ball comes off, and yeah, just trying to guide himself. He grabbed the rim with that left hand as he tipped it in.
That's a no-can-do. 9:20 left, 3rd quarter. Celts up 8. Led by 5 at the half as Potapinko buries the wing jumper. Tally hitting for the 2nd time tonight, averaging just 3 points a game this year, which is down considerably from his career average of 8 per night. Celts have equaled their largest lead. Now Jones missing on the 3, and it goes over the top out of bounds. Twice in the 2nd quarter, the Celts led by 10. Eric Williams, just off the injured list today, finds Pierce. The triple comes off, and Carter rebounds. Anthony Carter tonight, 6 points, 4 assists. He's hit 2 of his 3 shots. And throws that one right into the waiting arms of Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce was playing 2. Marks and LaFonso Ellis one underneath, but
Carter getting it right back. Williams commits the foul.
So Anthony Carter just saved an easy 2 points on the other end, getting that turnover back. But, you know, no penetration by Miami. Again, finding it very difficult to get inside the Celtic defense.
And this is a defense that Jim O'Brien has really worked hard on, especially the last few days since their Saturday night loss. They've had some defensive problems recently. And Alonzo Mourning whistled for a 3-second violation. Blaine Reichelt on the call, and he gives Zoe a technical as well. So the Heat turning it over for the 12th time tonight. They're down 10, and a technical free throw awarded to Boston here. Well, you know there is frustration amongst the Heat. They're trying to bust out of their longest losing streak since March of '91.
Well, the frustration showing right here. I mean, trying to set up on the offensive end. Here's the pick and roll right here. First, second look. No goes-o with the 3-second call.
Oh, that did look like an awfully quick call.
And an awfully quick technical foul as well.
Oh, so reason a gripe. Mourning over to the Heat bench. Apparent gash on his arm. Ron Culp attending to it. And so will step off with 5 points, 6 boards, a couple of block shots. Heat right now operating with Eddie Jones, Anthony Carter, Chris Gatling, Sean Marks, and LaFonso Ellis. The Celts countering with Paul Pierce, Vitaly Potapinko, Eric Williams, Antoine Walker, and Kenny Anderson. Celts on the year 5 and 6. The Heat just 2 up and 10 down. This is Walker, low post against Sean Marks. And Pierce stepped out of bounds. Well, the Celts turn it over for the 13th time. Tonight they're shooting 52%. And the Heat coming off a game where they gave up 50% shooting to Cleveland and 100 points.
You look at this Celtic team, I mean, and their quest to try to get into the playoffs. I mean, from a couple of different teams challenging so far early on in the season, I don't think anyone had the Nets in the possible playoff picture, and yet it's still very early in the season. I mean, certainly they're surprises, as well as Detroit. I don't think anybody thought either one of those teams were going to step up in the way in which they have so far, going out west, winning games for New Jersey. You just mentioned Detroit winning at Orlando just the other day.
Without Jerry Stackhouse last night, they got 30 points, 10 boards from Cliff Robinson. And the Pistons, Eddie, are 9-4. That's the second best record in the Eastern Conference, and that is a major surprise.
Oh, no question. I mean, you know, we got an opportunity to see this team during the preseason, and they were still working the kinks out. Cliff Robinson wasn't playing his best basketball. He was really struggling.
Topico on the rebound. Fresh shot clock for Boston. They lead by 8. Just over 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Walker and Pierce each with 20. Eddie Jones has 19. And this is a turnover on Boston, a 3-second call on the Celts, called by the same official that whistled Zoe for 3, Blaine Reichel.
Took a while for that shot to go up. Potapinko was just trying to shape up for an offensive rebound.
Rod Strickland in the game for Miami, uses the Ellis screen to get into the paint, find the open Chris Gatling for the bucket. Well, bottoms up for the Gatman, his first field goal. He does have 5 points, and the Heat just hanging around in this game. Williams on the post against Eddie Jones, who's playing with 4 fouls. Heat need him, though, and that's an offensive no. A traveling violation on Eric Williams. The 16th Boston turnover. And that has helped to keep Miami in this game.
Well, Williams was the guy who turned the ball game around in the first quarter for Boston. Much better defense on him that time on the post.
Again, pick and roll for Strickland. And this time we get a defensive 3 seconds on Boston. Antoine Walker, only thing he was missing was a 10 because he was camped out in the paint, not guarding anybody. Well, the technical free throw will be shot by Eddie Jones, who is already 7 of 8 at the stripe tonight. They get 8 of 9. Jones reaches 20 points for the 9th time in 13 games. And we got a timeout in a game that is growing in drama as the night wears on.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by November 29th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Fierce, so bold. It's fierce.
You gotta eat. Hey, wait a minute. You gotta eat. Don't give me no lame excuse. It ain't no use. Gotta eat.
This deal's huge. Right now, get 2 Big Bufords for $3 at Checkers. Big Buford is 2 patties, cheese, and all the toppings, made fresh to order. It's 1 big burger. And since you get 2 for $3, maybe you better bring a really hungry friend.
You gotta eat.
Well, it's time now for tonight's edition of NBA News and Notes here on Sunshine. One-time Heat guard Terry Porter reaching a career milestone this week for the Spurs. San Antonio second best in the Midwest Division. And how about the Knicks? They got a win last night over the Hawks. More importantly, the return successfully of Marcus Camby to the lineup. Camby had 18 points and 10 rebounds. And last night, the Pistons going to Orlando without Jerry Stackhouse and winning thanks to 30 points, 10 boards from Cliff Robinson.
Yeah, Marcus Camby energized New York certainly last night. The game by him. Sprewell also responding, scoring very well in that ball game.
And not making tonight's edition of News and Notes, the breakthrough for Rodney Buford. As a member of the Memphis Grizzlies, Buford last night had 21 points, played 46 minutes in the stunning Memphis win over Sacramento.
13 in the third quarter for Buford.
Chris Gatling has just tripled for the first time this year. 8 points for Gat, and Eddie the Heater down by just a couple halfway through this third quarter.
Well, two-man game between Pierce and Walker right now.
Ellis guards Pierce, keeps his feet, challenges the shot, and Marks rebounds the miss. The Heat have scored 8 straight points.
Well, Gatling's been the guy who's been able to get off offensively. Oh,
Nice dish. Rod Strickland setting up Sean Marks, who will go to the stripe for 2. Chance to extend this run by Miami. Celtics are over the limit now.
Boy, he just waited a count until Marks could get himself set up to receive that pass. It was a nice look by Strickland.
Topico picked up his 3rd foul. And Sean Marks, who tonight started for the 5th time this year, now has 5 points. Well, the Heat got off to the early lead of 9. The Celtics came back with a run of 15 straight points in the first quarter. And now it's Miami surging. 9 unanswered points for the Heat. Pierce with a side cleared for him and Ellis. Now help comes. Top side for the Johnson 3. And the rookie misses. Marks covers up the rebound.
Oh, the Heat getting stops right now.
Bill Palacio in for Boston. He defends Rod Strickland. This is Jones against the rookie. The 3 on the way. And knocked out, saved in by Potapico. Walker had it kicked by Eddie Jones, and he had Joe Johnson streaking to the hoop. So a kick save and a beauty for Miami.
Or saved an easy 2. I mean, Eddie Jones, the lone guy back on the defensive end, and a little Pele kick to the front row.
They play soccer in Pompano just fine. Antoine Walker will walk off with his 20 points, 17 of them in the first half. Pierce also has 20, so does Eddie Jones. Pierce comes up short. Sean Marks racing to it. Again, the Heat can take the lead on this trip. Gatling is open. Kaboom!
Boy, he is nailing it in those corners. Gatling's hot.
So are the Heat. They're up 1 after scoring 11 consecutive points. Now we've seen 2 rather extended runs tonight. Boston in the first half scored 15 straight. Now Miami here in the third with 11 consecutive points. Miami's first lead since the first quarter.
Gatling's been getting away from the defense. First in the right corner, this one in the left. Just a wide open look for him, and he nails it.
Now the Gat man with 7 points in the quarter, 10 here in the ball game. Here comes Pierce going to work. Bottled up and fouled on his drive. And this will go on LaFonso Ellis, his 3rd of the night. And that's Miami's 4th team foul. Eddie House checking in for Miami. He'll sit Rod Strickland down, our Lowe's Home Improvement stat of the night. Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse improving home improvement. Eddie House has certainly stepped up here in his 2nd year. Celtics in a drought over the last 4 minutes. That's their first bucket. It comes from Paul Pierce, who now is the high point man in the building with 22. Celts by 1. And it's turning into a very interesting game. So from the wing, got it. Just his 7th point, but it boosts Miami in front.
Boy, Strickland with 6 assists in the ball game, doing a nice job off the pick and rolls.
This is his high assist game this year for Miami. 3 times he'd reached 5 assists. Williams lost it, but right back to Pierce. Shot clock down the 5. Pierce lets it fly. Excellent defense, but no rebound. And Pierce, remember they changed that rule. You cannot call timeout while leaping out of bounds. And the Heat do get it back off the stop. They lead by 1. Both teams shooting well. Celts at 48%, Miami at 49%. Celts with just 1 more rebound and 3 more turnovers. This is even up and down. And again, pick and roll set for Zoe and Strickland. And that's Gatling on the turn for the hook, deflected by Petit. And this is Milt Palacio. Eric Strickland bombs away and drills a left-handed triple. Now for Eric Strickland, 2 3-pointers in the ball game tonight. That puts the Celts up by 2, and Boston has now hit on 8 of 14 3-pointers.
I mean, coming right out of the box. Oh, nice on the handles.
They'll split the double team, then ran into 2 more Boston defenders, and they'll jump it up with 2:43 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Well, the Celtics using the 3 ball to stay in front of Miami most of the night.
Right, this guy coming off the bench, Cole, right into the ball game, able to nail a 3 off the fast break.
You never know where you'll find a good value. The E-Class, named an IntelliChoice Best Overall Value. See your South Florida Mercedes-Benz dealer.
We get up in the morning at Jamaica, having coffee overlooking Jamaica Bay. And Jean says, I'm going to go to Dun River Falls. And I said, I'm going to go golfing, okay? She goes, yeah, okay. Just like that. It was great. Get out. A beautiful old-style course. I mean, these courses are just drop-dead gorgeous. And Jean's going, she's saying she had the best time of her life. She went, and she was totally fine with you going, she's going to run away, have a good time. I'm giggling, she's giggling. That's what it is. It's guilt-free golfing.
Sports news that matters most for the fans who want the most.
Barry Milligan and Tom Block anchor a lineup of reporters from around the state for all the highlights, sound bites, interviews, and discussion. Knowles, Gators, Canes, Panthers, Soul, Heat.
Your town, your team.
And every weeknight, Sunshine Network and Nextel bring you Nextel Florida Sports News. Tonight, right after the game.
Hi, this is Alonzo Mourning of your Miami Heat. Make sure you check out Heat Friday Night Live, a special promotion that takes place each and every Friday night game.
Let it all hang out.
Hear live music and party after the game in Club Seaver's Regal.
Look at this guy dance.
That's Friday night live.
And tickets are available for Friday night's game against Michael Jordan and the Washington Wizards. Heat play at Chicago Thursday night, a game you can see right here on Sunshine beginning at 8:30, the pregame at 8. But the business at hand, tonight's game with 2:43 left, 3rd quarter, Celts by 2. Let the Heat control the tip and continue to go the lineup of House, Strickland, Ellis, Gatling, and Mourning. Shot clock at 5 for Miami. House, blocked by Pierce. Ellis for Strickland, and the shot clock runs out on the Heat. That's their 13th turnover. With Ed Pinckney and our statistician Steve LeBeau, I'm Eric Reed. Hope you're enjoying what has been a tug of war between these 2 Atlantic Division rivals. They split 4 games last year. This is the first of a 4-game set this year. And this is Pierce drilling the mid-range jump shot. 24 for Paul Pierce, the fourth-year veteran out of Kansas.
Well, combined, Pierce and Walker right now for 44 points, shooting at 55%. The rest of the Celts only have 23 points. So those two really pouring it on.
Business as usual for those two. They average 50 points a game as a duo. Nice dish by Strickland. Gatling able to finish.
Strickland's going to work. I'll tell you, he has been in the heart of the Celtic defense in this third quarter.
7 assists for Rod Strickland. Chris Gatling, 11 points off the bench, and 8 have come here in the third quarter. Now it's back to this end. Pierce comes charging, and oh my! The dunk will not count. The foul on Ellis, and Paul Pierce giving you another glimpse at his glowing game.
I'll tell you, it does not count, but this is something you do not see much from him. The ability to elevate. He goes up over the top of Mourning.
Man. Eddie, one thing you do see a lot of Paul Pierce is free throws. Last year, he set a Celtics record for free throw attempts in a season with 738. And to boil that down, that's 9 free throw attempts a game. This year he's a little bit under that, going to the line 6 times a game, but that's one of the reasons you become a big-time volume scorer.
Well, this is a guy, you know, if you go back to the year that he was drafted, sort of just dropped down the ranks. I mean, while Vince Carter and Jamerson were chosen, this guy was not picked up. 10th in the draft, and I mean, when you look at the numbers, really comparable to what Vince Carter has done throughout his career.
There's no question. Paul Pierce, the 10th pick in '98, was a draft day steal for Boston. He's their 24-year-old co-captain. I'll tell you what, Eddie, they have concentrated on defensive work over the last few days. It is showing tonight. They got their hands in the passing lanes all night. Here's House. Gatling on the glass, and Gatling will go to the line with 1:05 to go in the third quarter, and the Celts ahead by 4. Pierce picks up his 4th. Well, the Heat getting a lift tonight from Chris Gatling, coming off his best scoring game of the year, 17 at Cleveland the other night. Fans, every night is Sprite Family Night with the Heat. Look for the Sprite Family Night bottle hanger coupon on Sprite products at participating retailers in South Florida. Or look for the coupon in the Miami Herald or Fort Lauderdale Sun Sentinel. Present the coupon to the American Airlines Arena ticket office. Purchase between 1 and 6 tickets in the $10 or $33 price sections, and you get your game ticket, an arena dog, a 20-ounce fountain Sprite, and a Sprite t-shirt for every ticket purchase. You can't beat the Sprite Family Night. Under a minute left here in the third, and 2 more for Antoine Walker.
Now it's Walker's turn with Pierce out of the ball game. The focus of the offense all set up for Walker right now.
Pierce has 26, Walker 22. Here's Zoe in deep, but the hook pops out.
But T had Zoe hooked around the hip, sort of threw Zoe off just a bit.
Well, Celts have been clustered around Mourning all night. They've held them to 7 points and 6 rebounds. Only 8 shots attempted by Zoe. But he blocked that one. That's his 3rd swat tonight. And that's an offensive foul on Rod Strickland, drawn well by Eric Strickland. We mentioned Eric Strickland, the former Florida Marlins minor league outfielder who did bat .259 for the Elmira team in single A back in '93. Elmira, New York, one of the pretty cities in upstate New York. The ballpark located just on the banks of the beautiful Chemung River. I just had to throw that in.
I take it you've been there. But in reference to Strickland, I'll tell you, you know, they were playing Joseph Forte early on in the season. He has got most of the time now, really doing a good job.
Well, the duo of Walker and Pierce getting it done. It's the Celts by 4 as we head to the 4th here in Miami on Sunshine.
Every car has its moment. This one has thousands per second. The new BMW 3 Series.
We know who the heroes are. They are the ones who in a time of need say, come with me. It will be all right. A fireman, a policeman, a soldier. They are our fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. We know who the heroes are.
Bridget Jones, wanton sex goddess. Mom!
To take control of her life, Bridget Jones is keeping a diary.
Resolution number 1 will not fantasize about my boss, Daniel Cleaver.
And life is giving her something to write about. From the makers of Notting Hill, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Playing this month on Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Colorado takes on Georgia Saturday at 5 on Sunshine.
Tonight's edition of Who's Hot and Who's Not brought to you as always by your friends from Gatorade. Well, one-time Heat guard and draft choice Steve Smith leading the NBA with his three-point accuracy. Dirk Nowitzki of the Mavs playing up a storm in Dallas. On the Who's Not list, Jason Terry of the Hawks has missed 20 of his last 27 shots. And just moments ago, Sugar Ray Leonard with the fake of the bolo punch and the TKO. Bernie doing his chicken imitation and walking away from Sugar Ray Leonard, who is a guest of the Heat here at Miami's American Airlines Arena tonight. Sugar Ray Leonard with an exciting boxing announcement that will come your way tomorrow regarding a future card here at the American Airlines Arena. With Ed Pinckney, I'm Eric Reed. Thanks for joining us on Sunshine. Tang Hamilton opens the fourth quarter on the court for the Heat. And Zoe comes up short. Nothing but Celtic green around the glass, and Mourning call for the push.
Boy, Gatling down.
Chris Gatling, who has played so very well here in the second half for Miami. Gatling with 13 points in the game, 10 coming in the third quarter. And if the Heat, there's one thing Miami cannot afford any more of, it's an injury. Gatling caught an Eric Williams elbow. Ron Culp over to take a look, and we will get another look at what took place.
Well, right in the middle of your screen, there is Williams, and he comes down and right flush on the face.
Oh,
man.
Boy. I remember a number of years back when Andrew DeClercq of Boston then collided with Alonzo Mourning, resulted in a broken jaw. You hope the blow wasn't that severe for Gatling, but he took an elbow square to the face, and he is still down and in quite a bit of pain. Matter of fact, Heat orthopedic surgeon Harlan Selznick out quickly to take a look. It does appear to be the jaw of Chris Gatling, and he is extremely uncomfortable. Well, the Heat have apparently suffered another injury blow with 11:39 left in the fourth quarter in a game they are trailing by 4. Miami is already without starters Kendall Gill and Brian Grant. And now much concern on that Heat bench for the condition of Chris Gatling, who is being helped to his feet. He will be walked off to the Heat dressing room. And we will step back for a timeout.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays.
Lowe's brings home improvement home for the holidays. Only Lowe's has this shop vac with wide track design to prevent tipping, only $67. Or give a Lowe's gift card. And Lowe's promises low prices every day, guaranteed. For 55 years, we've been helping families celebrate the holidays.
For the holidays, you can't beat home, sweet home.
Use your Lowe's card. There are 0 payments, 0 finance charges until June 2002.
small forward for the Sparks.
I play
power forward for the Sixers.
sixth man. My dad's the head coach for the Fever.
Small forward.
I'm the three-point specialist for the Celtics.
The Miami Heat and Miami Soul are proud to support the Junior NBA and Junior WNBA. For information on the Nike Heat and Nike Soul, call 786-777-1000 or log on to heat.com.
I'm the point guard for the Mystics. I'm the shooting guard for the Heat. Well, I am as soon as I finish my homework.
Welcome back. You didn't miss a thing because the Milt Palacio miss from three-point land. And we get a 3-second violation on Miami. 11:13 remaining in the game. The Heat trail by 4. Last you saw, Chris Gatling was getting up slowly from that elbow he took to the face, thrown by Eric Williams. Incidentally, no foul was called on the play. Gatling has been walked off to the Heat locker room. Now there's a game at hand. The Heat trail by 4 with 11 minutes left. Williams missing the jump hook. And Rod Strickland, Eddie, logging heavy minutes here in the second half. He does have 5 boards and a season-high 7 assists.
Just had a nice block out against Petit, and Eddie Jones on the finish. Wow.
Jones driving with purpose. He'll also get a free throw.
I mean, Eric Reed, there's nowhere to go on this play. He just makes room. Nice drive by Eddie up on the finish. Eric Williams trying to do the job on the defensive end.
Eddie Jones, 9 of 10 at the stripe, has 23 points tonight. 9th time this year, Jones has exceeded 20, his season best 29 at Milwaukee. It's a 1-point game with 10:38 left. This is Antoine Walker working against Jones, who got a piece. Eddie Jones with a block shot. Here's House for 3 and the lead. Popped out to Tony Petit. On the night, the Heat have hit 5 of their 15 triples. 10 minutes and change left. Celts by 1. Walker on the push. It pops out. 8 block shots for Miami in this game. Jones again to the rescue.
I'll tell you, beginning to take over right now on both ends of the floor. The block first, and then the fadeaway.
25 for Jones. The Heat lead by 1 with 9:38 remaining. Walker short. Palacio with a rebound. And here's Strickland for 3.
They are just firing away from beyond the arc.
Well, when they make it, it's tough on you. When they miss, tough on them.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword, but watch this fadeaway by Eddie Jones. I mean, sweet up over Williams. And the bench just loving it. Marks, Kendall Gill.
They're not the only ones. The home crowd is into it now. 25 points for EJ. Heat by 1. Here's Strickland out of the corner for the triple. And Mourning claims the rebound. That's 9 boards for Zoe. And a fresh shot clock for Miami. Well, the Heat out rebounding Boston by 3. Heat haven't won the rebound battle since opening night. They've been outboarded in 11 straight. Strickland on the drive. Good defense by Boston, the rebound. And here comes Eric Strickland. Racing up court by Ellis. Bucket counts. No, it won't. Blaine Reichelt waves it off. First, it looked like Reichelt would signal 3-point play. Now he says Ellis on the drive commits the foul.
Boy, Strickland a blur.
5th foul on LaFonso Ellis.
I mean, Ellis held his ground very nicely. Strickland just would not give up on this attempt. Strong move to the basket right there.
Eric Strickland got robbed right there. 10 to shoot. 8.5 left in the game. Walker gets inside. Strong move, no finish. And Mourning with 10 rebounds. Heat by 1 and in possession. So in deep against Petit and fouled. What a nice quick hitting delivery by Rod Strickland to get it to Zoe deep in the Celtics paint.
Yeah, it looked as though Eddie House had thoughts about shooting that shot. Just waited for the defense to sort out, and then Zoe coming down on the secondary part of the break Gets inside the lane, able to draw the foul.
Rod Strickland playing very well for Miami, running his team's offense tonight. 7 assists, 5 boards. Never mind his 1 for 5 shooting. You're getting the vote of confidence by Pat Riley and Rod Strickland, who guide his team here in the second half of a tight game.
As well as Eddie House. I mean, this backcourt playing very well. Eddie House and Rod Strickland together.
Boston has missed all 7 of their shots here in the fourth quarter. And they haven't scored yet here in the fourth quarter. Heat on a 6-0 run to open the period. Walker on the board. Antoine only 3 rebounds tonight to go with his 22 points. Chris Gatling has just come out of the Heat locker room. Looks to be okay. That's good news. And that's bad news. Paul Pierce tripling for the second time here in the second half. 29 for Paul Pierce, who last time he visited scorched the Heat for 41.
Boy, Eddie Jones made him adjust on that shot, too.
House for 3. Ellie got the 3 back in a heartbeat.
Too late for Pierce as well. He came running out.
7 points for House, 2-point lead for Miami. But Topico lets it go. And Ellis brings it home. And House with the pedal to the metal. Heat have hit 6 triples tonight. Boston has hit on 9. Here's Ellis from Strickland. And the foul inside on Boston, and Rod Strickland keeps delivering the bigs the basketball.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, just making all the right decisions. He had Eddie House on the down screen, but again, waiting for the defense to sort out, found Ellis underneath for the opportunity.
What a difference it makes when a veteran playmaker like Rod Strickland is dealing the cards.
I mean, here's the look right there. A jumper? No, I'm going to get you a layup. Just an excellent decision right there by Rod Strickland.
Alonzo Mourning sits down. Sean Marks comes back. Mourning goes to the bench. 8 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks, and he's played 30 minutes.
And right now, really got to take care of the free throw line. So far, Heat 19 for 26 in the ball game. From here on in, simply got to have to make these free throws.
One of the few games that Miami has had more opportunities than their opponent at the stripe, 27-15, and they've outscored Boston at the line, 19-11.
And I should have waited till after he shot the free throw.
Ed, he had nothing to do with it. Celts, let's see if they lose that out of bounds or not. Jack Nee is going to overrule Blaine Reichelt, or at least discuss it with him. With just under 7 minutes left, the Heat lead by 3. And let's see who wins the debate. Let's get another look. Was it Marks or Patapico? Did look like they got the right man, Sean Marks, batting it out.
Boy, crowd going nuts. They did not like that call.
Turns out to be good work by the officials and better work by that man, Paul Pierce, who now has 31 in the game. His season high, 36 against the Nets. Now the Heat lead by 1. 6:35 to play. House for 3. And Patapico clears it. Both teams shooting 44% in this game. And this is a carrying violation on Boston, their 16th turnover tonight. Now the report on Chris Gatling, who took a blow to the face. X-rays were negative, and he is likely to return in this game. And that's good news for Miami and the Gatman. Couple of aspirins. They'll be sore tonight, hopefully okay tomorrow. Here's Jones stepping back, but missing, and Kenny Anderson comes away with it. Still, Miami leads by 1.
And can't shy away from going to the boards. Excuse me, going to the basket.
Anderson's pass knocked away, stolen by Jones. Here comes House in a rush. Oh, Paul Pierce absolutely took it away.
Swallowed that one up.
Emphatic block by Pierce. Just his 10th block shot this year. Oh, the blow-by for Jones, and the bucket! And where's the foul? What a strong move for Eddie Jones.
Just hanging. Got the body contact, a lot of body contact on that last play. Nothing called.
Eddie Jones with 27, and the Heat lead by 3. Marks hugging Potapico, call for the foul. I do not understand how Jones did not get the whistle on that last drive.
I'll tell you, you see as he got up, I mean, the really good ones don't worry about it. Watch this move by Eddie Jones. Potapico gets the foul, no foul call. Eddie Jones just simply calmly gets up and runs right back on the defensive end. I mean, this is strong right there. And Alonzo Mourning, well, he just can't believe it.
Perfect place to work on your tan. The SLK class. See your South Florida Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Amis, messenger of the gods, hearken unto Zeus!
What's up, dude?
You've stolen the drink of the gods. Now suffer my wrath. As punishment, you must hand over your winged sandals.
I don't need these ancient Greek sneakers anyway. I found something better.
Better than the divine ambrosia?
Yeah, it's Red Bull.
Red Bull, a new drink of the gods?
Nah, it's a new cold drink on Earth. It's more fun down there anyway.
And how do you plan to get back without your winged sandals?
With Red Bull. It gives you wings.
Hi, everyone. Barry Milligan here at the Nextel Florida Sports News Desk. I'm joined by Tom Block. For Nextel Florida Sports News, right after basketball, we will have a complete post-game wrap from the AAA, including Pat Riley's post-game comments. Also, Tom Block with his weekly chat with Florida State head coach Bobby Bowden. And the Hurricanes are poised for Pasadena. Ricky Thine with a preview of the Virginia Tech-Miami game. Those stories and more coming up on Nextel Florida Sports News right after basketball. See you then.
Welcome back to a thriller here in Miami. Heat by 3, and a little earlier here in the second half, that Eric Williams elbow landed flush onto the face of Chris Gatling. It hurts to even look at it.
Unfortunate. I mean, he had a solid ball game going right before that. 13 points off the bench for Gatling. And there he is, just waiting to get back in this ball game.
No bag of ice on the face while he watches the Heat and Celtics wage an NBA battle. Heat by 3, 5:14 the play. Williams missing on the finger roll, knocked out of bounds by Boston. And that looked to be off the Heat, but the Heat catch a break there. And Eddie Rod Strickland continues to orchestrate Pat Riley's offense. The Heat trying to come down the home stretch and seal the deal. Jones leading Miami with 27. Paul Pierce leading Boston with 31. And Jones wants it here. He'll fire it. And the rebound down to Paul Pierce, only his second rebound of the game.
Well, right now they're coming on the double team against Eddie Jones.
Oh, do you believe that?
Bad bounce.
What could have been a turnover turns into an Antoine Walker layup. 24 points for Antoine Walker, only 7 in the second half.
Celts double teaming on the catch of Eddie Jones.
Rod Strickland had Ellis in his sights. Pass goes out of bounds. And it will stay with the Heat with 4:21 left.
Just ping-ponging off feet right there, and comes to the last guy you want to have it, Antoine Walker, right under the basket at point-blank range.
Eddie House goes to the bench. Alonzo Mourning checks back. And Anderson, who's 10th in the league in steals, just took it away from Rod Strickland. Big defensive swipe for Boston, and here's Walker. missing deep on the three, and Eddie Jones with his 5th rebound. Jones putting together another complete effort for Miami. 4 minutes to play tonight. Heat by 1. Strickland on the pump fake drew the foul. Now the veteran Rod Strickland using his 14 years worth of playmaking experience to the Heat's benefit tonight.
I mean, how many battles do you think that these two have had? I mean, the Bronx versus Queens. Bronx goes up and under, and Strickland's able to draw the foul.
Rod Strickland, 8th all-time on the NBA's assist list, and 3rd among active players, trailing only John Stockton and Mark Jackson. And the night, one of the few nights this year, with Strickland coming back after missing 6 of the first 9 games, Eddie the Heat finally deriving benefits from adding this veteran playmaker.
Yeah, absolutely. A solid ball game from him. In terms of his playmaking, he has made all the right moves tonight.
Pierce was pushed by Ellis, and that will foul the Fonz right out of the game. So Ellis fouls out. And that comes with 3:39 remaining. Alfonso goes to the bench with 11 points and 5 rebounds tonight. He hit 4 of his 6 shots and played 37 minutes. Of course, Ellis, one of the Heat players that really takes it personal. The long sits in the locker room after losing games. Ellis, a veteran performer who, like Alonzo Mourning, want to win as badly as they want anything.
No question. I mean, didn't come here as a free agent expecting to have this type of a season.
What a move by Pierce. He took on everybody. Mourning winds up with his 11th rebound. Anthony Carter's back in the game for the first time in a while for the Heat. Miami by 3 with 3:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Heat looking to end an 8-game losing streak. Carter, he'll let it go. And the rebound to Paul Pierce. 3 minutes left. Celts trailing by 3. And Walker posting Eddie Jones.
Oh,
Eddie Jones with the block.
I'll tell you, that was close to being an offensive foul. Walker pulled his way inside.
A terrific inside defense for Miami. 2:40 left. Heat lead by 3. It's Marks on Pierce, and there's the 3. And Carter has the rebound. Celts have taken 22 triples. Jones floating, but missing. And Eric Williams has the rebound. Still a 3-point game. Miami leads, and Boston wants to talk about it.
I'll tell you, you got a couple of players grabbing on their shorts on both teams.
Well, much drama still ahead. 2:19 left. Miami clinging to a lead of 3.
I taught her new one this morning.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by November 29th.
You are now free to move about the country.
It's not where you come from. It's where you're going. It's not what you drive. It's what drives you. It's not what's on you. It's what's in you. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Gather round with the family there. Gonna eat my share. It's a fine day. With turkey on a plate.
Dodge is giving you something special to take home for the holidays. The security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on any new Dodge. Plus, we've extended 0% APR on select 2002s through the end of the year.
It's good to see you, Dad. No thanks. It gives me gas.
Let's take a quick look at your Checkers NBA scoreboard on this 8-game NBA Tuesday. Cavaliers got 18 from Ricky Davis in their 19-point win over the Wizards. The Nets get their 10th win, and the Bulls lose their 10th in a row and fall to 0-9 on the road. And the marquee game late tonight, the 9-1 Bucks at the 12-1 Lakers. Both teams have won 5 in a row. The Bucks are 4-0 on the road. The Lakers are 8-0 at home, and I, for one, will fire up the satellite dish to catch this one later on.
Oh, no question. Milwaukee went in there last season and blew the doors off the Lakers, so that is a good one.
Walker for the tie, delivers. Antoine Walker, that's his 6th triple of the game. He's got 27 points, and he's evened this thing at 81. That's the 10th made 3 for Boston tonight in 23 tries.
You go back to talking about airspace, not giving him any. He can't get those kind of looks.
Here's Marks. Way off. Not exactly the shooter Miami had in mind, but he was open, and the shot clock was at 2 when he unloaded it. Now another tight NBA game coming right down to the final seconds. Here's Pierce on the attack. Lost the ball. Sean Marks winds up with it.
I'll tell you, Pierce really laboring on the offensive end. I mean, Eddie Jones, solid defense right there. Didn't give up any ground.
He'd have missed 7 of their last 8 shots. They could use a bucket here in a tied game. Strickland for 3. Well, he'd have missed 9 of their last 10 shots. We are inside the final minute, and it's tied up. Walker on the drive, over Mourning, and he was fouled. So Antoine Walker will take his 27 points to the free throw line. Sean Marks picks up his 2nd foul. Miami is over the limit.
Well, you were wondering when he might do this. Hadn't done it all game long. The pump fake from behind the 3, and then the drive.
Well, his perimeter shooting should set that up for him. Chris Gatling, showing courage and heart, comes back into the game. Anthony Carter and Sean Marks go to the bench. Eddie House and Gatling check in. Home stretch of this one with 45 seconds left. Still tied at 81. And Walker unties it with his 28th point. Walker and Pierce have collaborated for 59 of Boston's 82.
Pick and roll's been good all night long.
He'd need a bucket. It's Jones bottled up. Finds Strickland on the move. Gatling missing the tip. And Strickland saves it. 22 seconds left.
Pat Riley's trying to get a timeout.
And that timeout has been honored by Jack Nees. Miami will get a 20-second timeout with 20 seconds left. And this will be a full timeout with the Heat trailing by just 1 point.
Boy, check out the action. I mean, good defense by Pierce, and then the bounce pass by Eddie Jones. That shot doesn't fall, but when we get back, Heat'll have it.
People across the nation are getting the message. Right now, you'll find great year-end values and amazing selection. Toyota Fawn 02. Take Tundra. Right now, get incredible year-end savings on the tough and rugged Tundra. Get 0% APR or up to $1,000 cash back on the 2002 Tundra. That's right, 0% or up to $1,000 cash back. Remember, no deal beats a Toyota Fawn deal. Toyota Fawn 02. Password value.
Number 21, forward, Number 33, center, Tom
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by November 29th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Boston and Miami playing in a thriller tonight here at the American Airlines Arena. Hope you're enjoying the drama with us here on Sunshine Network. With our Sunshine crew and Ed Pinckney, I'm Eric Reed. Heat fans, log on to sunshinenetwork.com. Click on the Checkers message board and interact with other fans interested in the same game we're watching. The Checkers message board, sunshinenetwork.com. Coming up after the game, tonight's Nextel Florida Sports News. All the scores and highlights around the state of Florida. Post-game reaction from here in Miami. Eddie, the Heat are down 1. They have possession. Shot clock is off. Just under 21 seconds left.
Eddie Jones has got to get a look.
Heat looking for a hero. This is House. Now it's Jones. In the hands of Rod Strickland. Looking for Eddie. Finds him on the curl. Walker pops out. Jones on the drive for the jumper. Off the mark. Rebound to House. Rolled over by Anderson. And what a large break for Miami. The clock could have run out on the Heat, but Eddie House was steamrolled by Kenny Anderson. And House will go to the free throw line for 2 shots with 3.5 seconds left. Oh, this not intended for the faint of heart. Eddie House will shoot his first free throws tonight. On the year, he's 9 for 12. The Heat trail by 1. 3.5 seconds to play.
Oh, ice water in his veins.
Eric Williams in, Kenny Anderson sits. Jim O'Brien thinking already about his team's final possession. Game tied at 82. Clutch! Eddie House has delivered Miami a lead of 1.
I mean, this is where you really grow up as a young player. He calmly went to the free throw line and sank those.
It tells you a lot about who Eddie House is as an NBA player. Steps up, game on the line. That's the toughest of all situations. Down 1 or 2, you must hit both. He did, but Eddie, to end this 8-game losing streak, the Heat need a stop and a rebound.
Well, you get a look at Eddie House right there. Look confident the entire time making those big free throws, but been here before, and there's the bench right there, understanding that there's still 3.5 left, plenty of time to get off a good look, and they've got 2 pretty good weapons. You have got to make sure that both of these guys are shut down.
And wouldn't it be ironic if the worst shooting free throw team in the league wins this game? Virtue of those free throws, but you do have to come up with a stop here. And obviously, Eddie, Antoine Walker with 28, and he scored the last 4 for Boston. Paul Pierce with 31. They will certainly be the focal points of Boston's offense and Miami's defense.
Well, throughout this ball game, LaFonso Ellis has done most of the defending against Paul Pierce and at times Antoine Walker. You got Gatling back in the game. You just simply need to play really sound defense, and then no offensive rebounds. No, absolutely no tip-ins by the Celtics. You got to just play solid D, no blow-bys, and then get the board.
Celtics have scored only 11 points here in the 4th quarter, and they have all come from either Paul Pierce or Antoine Walker. Celts have Pierce, Walker, Williams, Potapico, and Eric Strickland. The Heat have Eddie Jones on Paul Pierce and Chris Gatling defending Antoine Walker. 3.5 seconds left. The Heat by 1. And here we go, Miami. Pierce on the catch. On the drive. And he hits. And the Celtics win the game on the Paul Pierce layup.
Wow. I'll tell you, that is just a killer.
A stunning end to a terrific contest. Paul Pierce finishes with 33. The Celtics end their 4-game losing streak. And they do it in the most dramatic of ways. Off an inbounds play, a catch, a drive, and a finish for Paul Pierce. And Miami's American Airlines Arena turns into the Heartbreak Hotel for the Heat. They dropped their 9th in a row. Their first 9-game losing streak since December of 1990. They've also lost 6 in a row here at home. And Eddie, this is a heartbreaking defeat for Miami.
I'll tell you, you know, these fans in this arena just stunned. I mean, everyone's still looking at the court, but the early catch, and then he just went right to the basket. No one able to converge on Pierce on the defensive end. And he just went right down the gut of the defense, able to get an easy layup. And boy, there they are celebrating, Antoine Walker and Strickland. And those two have just been, throughout this ball game, really tough to handle. That's really a tough way to lose. You see the reaction by the coach.
Well, just a disgusting feeling for the Heat right now. A disheartening way to lose any game, but especially a game such as this where the Heat battled hard and valiantly through the night to try to end this losing streak that has now grown to 9 consecutive games.